Hey guys, welcome back to Cold Antler Farm Vlog. We are here today to talk about a beginner's guide to emergency food storage. And I mean absolute beginner. Like, you only got ketchup in the fridge beginner. So today I want to talk about food storage. It's something that makes people think instantly about bunkers and doomsday preppers and something incredibly erratic and nutty and silly and conspiracy theorist kind of thing to do to have extra food in your house. But if you're a homesteader or a wannabe homesteader or a prepper curious person, I would like to make a case for why storing food is so important and why everyone watching this video should have at least 5 days of food stored in their home ready to cook with just water and hot water. That's it. Hi, Annie. Come here. Do you want to be in this video? Are you a princess? Are you a princess? Oh my gosh, dog attack! Dog attack! So, first things first, you need to give yourself permission to store food and not feel like a crazy person. There is nothing crazy about being responsible. Our grandparents and great-grandparents wouldn't have dared gone into any cold month or any day of the week without a couple of days of food ready to serve many people, and they wouldn't have gone ever into a winter or into a time of hardship without months of food stored up. Food was kept at home. It wasn't at the supermarket. It wasn't at the bodega on the corner. It wasn't available online from Amazon Pantry. Food was at home. And I want to encourage all of you to get a couple days of food and water stored up today for as cheap as possible. I'm talking 5 days of food and water for a person for under $20. Easy. I'm going to say right off the bat that I'm cribbing a lot of this from the Survival Podcast, which is Jack Spirko's invention and animal vehicle, and you should all listen to that podcast, give it a whirl, go to the new listener episodes or new people episodes and get a flair for his podcast. It's wonderful. It changed my life. It got me on a huge focus of living simpler and paying down debts and finding what actual personal liberty and freedom means. And so I can't recommend it enough. The link for his podcast is in the description below. So check it out, give it a listen, download it on your phone, play it in your car on the way to work, give it a try. You may just like it. Water. You can store water for very cheap. Most of us have water on tap even. How lucky are we? We live in a part of the world where clean drinking water is on tap. So to store it, you can either go out and buy expensive containers made for storing water, or you can get something as simple as a old 2-liter soda bottle. You know, the kind with the screw tops? Those carbonated beverage bottles are made tougher and made to last longer, and they store water much better than the plastic bottles that you see that you buy water from at the the grocery store. So get a couple of those. I would suggest getting 10 if you're one person, and we're focusing all this as if you're one person. Get 10 of those, rinse them out. If you have something like Star San or want to put a drop of bleach in them, you can. And then you can have these totally clean, washed out, sanitized bottles to put water in. Fill them up with water, put that water away somewhere like a closet or in Tupperware under a bed, and just know that for very little money, you can recycle in a way that's great for the environment and have clean drinking water in your home so that if the taps stop running for any reason, even if you live in a place that has gravity-fed water, have extra water. I suggest 10 2-liter bottles per person for this experiment. This is the bare minimum experiment. Get more if you can get more. Put them in places you'll forget about. You can put them under beds. You can put them in closets. You can put 4 bottles in this closet, 4 bottles under a bed. Have water stored. It may seem silly to you, but holy crow, if you need that water, you will be thrilled and blessed and saving lives if you're in a situation where you need water and now you have it. So here are my suggestions on cheap, easy, and smart food preps in your home that are very inexpensive. Starting with canned food. You guys all know about canned food. You probably have some in your home. That's great. But do you have canned food that you'd be happy eating for several days if you had to? So I'm not talking about the old cream corn and cranberry sauce. I'm talking about things you and your spouse or your kids like. So next time you go to the grocery store, get a couple cans of SpaghettiOs, get a couple cans of maybe some canned pasta sauce, not necessarily jarred pasta sauce. I think canned stuff lasts a little longer in storage. Another thing you might want to get are things like chilies, things that are ready to eat, cold or hot out of the can. Another thing I suggest is these dinner sides. This is from a company called Knorr. I assume that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to guess the K is silent, like in night. This stuff here, these cost between $1 to $2. They're often on sale in my local grocer. They last for a very long time. They only require hot water and a little fat. So if you have some olive oil, or even if you don't want to use the fat, these use just hot boiling water to cook up. And this one here, this is a teriyaki rice with pasta blended in a sweet sauce. So it says there are about 700 calories in this. That's a lot of calories. That's good energy. That's one incredibly hearty meal, or enough food to get you by for a day in a crisis. Now, you know, for $10, you could get 10 of these. That's 10 meals. And with the water you stored, you have a way to make it. Another option, if you're interested in the longer term storage, these are freeze-dried meals by a company called Mountain House. This is the chicken teriyaki with rice. This serves 2 people. It is about 500 calories. This is the more expensive, longer storage version of something like this, which is around 99 cents at your grocer. So, if you got the bread, you can buy something like this. If you don't got the bread and just want to be, you know, eating during a crisis, 99 cents. It's worth it. They store forever. And if you have a vacuum sealer and you buy these puppies and put a couple of them inside a vacuum sealer, you've extended their shelf life a lot, because this is paper, it is lined, but it's nowhere near as oxygen proof as those vacuum sealers. Let's say you've got a family of 5 or 6 and you're saying, Jenna, I can go spend $10, but there's no way I'm going to feed 5 people for $10 a day, even with storage foods. Well, that's okay. That's why companies make stuff like this. Now we're hanging out with the big boys. This is what's called a number 10 can. This cost me, I think, $15 from ReadyStore.com, and I usually buy one of these a month and just put it away. These are good for 20 to 30 years on your shelf. They are freeze-dried meals. This is mac and cheese. It's rotini noodles and a creamy cheddar sauce. It has, in this can, 18 servings, 18 meals for $15. That's good and storable for up to 30 years. That's a long time, and that's a lot of food. And I buy one of these cans a month. It's just in my budget. It goes into my pantry. I now have about 10 I've been collecting over the last year. And it's nice to know that even if my canned food starts going bad by some miracle, or it's the middle of winter and there isn't any gardens and game is getting tight and there was a really bad reason I needed to feed myself, I've got probably 200 servings of food that's good enough for 30 some years, and that's a start. That's something people don't think about. They hear about food storage and they think about how important it is to be ready for the zombie apocalypse. Well, there's a lot of things that happen in our personal lives that are personal apocalypses. You lose a spouse, you lose a father, you lose your mom, you lose, God forbid, a child. You go through a time of intense depression, a bad breakup, whatever it is. You get fired from work. You find out that whatever plan you had to get money doesn't go through. Guess what? Not having to worry about food, knowing that no matter what, your kids and your spouse are going to have a huge hearty macaroni and cheese dinner on tonight, no matter what, means it's one less thing to worry about. And as a homesteader, we have a lot of redundancies built in. There's the food from the animals outside, there's wild game outside from me, there's food I have stored, there's the food I have grown, there's seeds stored, there are animals that reproduce themselves here, but it's really nice knowing that I've got this $15 can of insurance. Totally worth it. So that's my reasons for storing food and why I think it's so important for you to do it too. I strongly urge you to start today by storing 2 liters of water. Put them away. If your husband or wife thinks you're crazy, don't tell them about it. I'm not all about keeping secrets, but I am about keeping people alive. So put it somewhere, and if they ever mention it, be like, oh yeah, it's for the humidifier, or oh yeah, pipes freeze, we still need to flush the toilet, or make something up. It doesn't matter. It's important that you have it. And going to the grocery store and getting, 10 of these for $10 and a couple of cans of food you like, and knowing that you have the water to cook it and water to drink and food to eat set aside in a box somewhere, put it in the back of a closet, put it under your bed. If you think storing food will make anyone uncomfortable, don't tell them. You're not looking up child porn, you're buying spaghetti. So don't feel weird about it. It's totally okay. That's today. I want to get everyone passionate and inspired and ready to start storing food. It is so important to do so. Make your goal 5 days of food and water, and once you have that set aside, you can start slowly adding to it every time you go grocery shopping, and before you know it, you have a deep pantry and you'll have a couple of weeks worth of food. And geez, just having 2 weeks worth of food in your house and an ability to cook it and water to drink puts you light years ahead of people, Gibson. And don't forget pets. Yeah, thanks, kid. First base. Don't forget pets. They need food too. And, start by getting 1 spare bag of kibble or a couple cans of dog food, whatever you feed your dog. Put it away and write on it in a Sharpie, emergency only. And when you run out of your regular bag of dog food, go out, leave that bag there, go to the store, get another bag, and maybe buy 2 so you have 2 bags of emergency dog food. As you can for your budget. But think about those you love and start being a little more prepared and a little more responsible, and it's only going to get better. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Tell your friends about this vlog. It's free to watch, and it makes me happy that you subscribe. It makes Gibson happy too. Right, kid? Well, whatever. I'm happy. So thanks so much, and check back later this week. We're going to do another vlog, I believe, on books for homesteading. The best books for beginner homesteaders, non-memoir style. If you're interested in memoirs, there's another video in my channel about the best farm memoirs you never heard of. Alright guys, thanks. See you later this week. Right, G? He's into it.